Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report at 2,400 points. A buddy of mine wanted to practice for a big tournament coming up, and I just wanted to get a game. So he's going to be doing his Empire, and he has kind of an interesting list that, if you remember from about a year ago or something, I played it a couple of times. So we'll get a little bit of a, not a rematch, because this time I'm doing High Elves, but this is what his list is like. He has the Demigryphs, he has the Steam Tank, 28 knights, and in there he has his warrior priest and his BSB. Then he has another steam tank, more demigryphs, and then a level 4 with heavens on a Pegasus. And that's the list. That's it. It's really asking a question, can you deal with a 1+ armor save? No? Okay, then you lose. For my side, I'm doing my High Elves, and I had to adjust it a bit. Normally, the list I really like is at 25, and I never really had a 24 that really was looking right to me. But this one, I think I got it. I got a unit of Reavers. I got my Eagle. That's a unit of 20 archers there, even though it's being somewhat proxied. More Reavers, another Eagle. I have my Archmage on the Moondragon. In order to make this work, I had to drop my Book of Hoeth, so she has a scroll and, of course, a 4+ ward. I have my Dragon Mage, 2 Phoenixes, the Noble on the Griffin, and another 20 archers. Now, I forgot to take an overall picture of the board, but what we got going on here is it's actually going to be Battle for the Pass, which is not usually something I want to see, but crazy enough, I got tons of rivers. I got 3 rivers. It was insane. And, you know, I could have been mean and put them in the middle and stuff, but I just kind of spread them around. There'll be lots of rivers. I mean, there's 3 of them. But it turns out that overall, it doesn't really matter. I'm flying. His big unit of knights has the Ranger standard, so he, for the most part, just does whatever he wants. The only other piece of terrain that will matter is you'll see a hill, and that's going to be a scree slope. All right, so in his first turn, he goes up here with his little steam tank, goes really far, and to me, that almost looks not too bad, because now I can triple charge this thing and try and get rid of it. In the magic phase, this was really, really weird. He hit the right Phoenix here with the chain lightning, or whatever it's called, and does tons of wounds, really cranks all the dice, and then I go do my 5+ wards, and make almost all of them. So I took a couple of wounds, but this guy could be dead. So in his shooting phase, his 2 cannons go after the Griffin, actually, and so I survived the first one. Second one kills me, but this was really surprising to me because normally that is not the target. First round, they either go for my general or they go for a Phoenix, and I was asking him after, like, why did you go for the Griffin? And the main thing is, I mean, we're playing closed lists. He really didn't know what it had. He knew that I'd have the ward save on the general, and he just, you know, with that unknown, he just wanted to get rid of it, right? Like, maybe it was a real answer to armor, and so he just wanted it off the table. So I'll take it. Lost a model, but it's my weakest monster. So overall, you can now see a little bit better lay of the board of how everything is after his first turn. He marched up over the water onto the scree slope, took a couple of wounds, so one more wound on those demigryphs at the bottom, and I can make them take a panic test. Otherwise, the rest is kind of coming up. And so to me, my biggest priority is I need to get points. I need to avoid the big bus, and I have to deal with the steam tanks. I just have to. Because I can't dodge around because they're just going to get me eventually. I also need to hide other units. So what I plan to do this turn is my Eagles are going to redirect both his main knights and the demigryphs. That's going to allow my white archers to march up and then on the following turn get into the building. And I just need to take out that top steam tank. So I need to charge in with 3 monsters, do as much damage as possible, and hopefully take it out in a couple of turns so that I can get away before his big, huge night bus gets to me. So I charge in here with my 3 monsters, and I mean, this is not good. Locking down all your monsters on a steam tank seems like a bad idea, but honestly, I need to. If I'm going to have dominance and being able to dance around and hit what I want and avoid the big units, I have to take out these steam tanks. And bulking together all these strength 6 attacks, that's going to be my only chance. You mean, I'm not going to blitz through it in 1 turn, but hopefully 2, maybe 3, this thing will be gone. Unfortunately, he rolls armor saves like a boss, and I only do like 1 wound to it. So that was horrendous. You can see how the eagles went up to redirect. I tried doing some shooting at the left demigriffs to cause a panic, but he makes all his armor saves. I get off Apotheosis, which heals up the one Phoenix, and gives me a better ward save, and that's really it. So on his turn, of course, he's going to come into this guy here, and he's also going to be charging this eagle here. Down here, what happens is the steam tank just keeps on plowing ahead. He decides not to charge with the knights. He's just going to be moving up. Deals a little bit with dangerous terrain there. But the main thing that's going to help me is that when it comes to cannon time, he's going to misfire with his cannon. So that really helped. Plus this round as well, he rolled double 1s for his magic phase. So that was great. So after this round, it looks like this. Of course, both eagles are done. And then he just reforms the face. Still, look at the wounds there on the steam tank. I've only done 3 wounds. This is horrendous. I need to blitz this thing. I need to get moving, and I can't. I'm just stuck. So again, I'm going to go into the building. I can pretty much now just avoid everything on the left, but I need to slow down the big night bus again, and I need to stop the steam tank from going across, and luckily the Reavers will do that perfectly. So that's what I really do. The Reavers make a little line there so that the night bus will be on their flank, and if the steam tank wants to try and go at me, it really can't. Remember, where you're seeing the Phoenixes, that's not where they are. The little proxy bases down front are. Otherwise, in my shooting, I try and go after his mage, and unfortunately, he makes all of his saves and stuff. I am able to do a wound to his demigriffs on the left, but they passed their panic, and I really just positioned my fire dragon there saying, hey, you can swing around, but if you show your flank, you might be demigriffs, but I mean, my dragon will beat you. Otherwise, the other archers are in the building, so they're pretty much safe, and in combat, I was able to do 3 wounds, but this is just too little too late. I still have 4 wounds, and I mean, I really thought after 3 rounds of combat, plus, I mean, in this round here, I got off the Apotheosis again. I got off the Flame Sword, so I'm wounding it on a 3+ instead of a 4+. But I just can't kill this thing. So he charges into these guys, and it's going to be bad news. So in the magic phase, I get a little bit of a boon here. He goes to try doing a spell over that chain lightning over to my dragon, and you can see it did some pretty good wounds to me, but he miscast and exploded. So he lost his level 4, so that's a good chunk of points in the bank for me. And he also killed 1 demigriff as well. Passed his panic test because it's here by the BSB, but at least, you know, I got some points here now. Otherwise here, I go through for all my attacks, and I bring it down to 1 wound. I really need this thing dead, but I just can't do it. I just keep on slicing, and it's the same story every single turn. Really crappy picture here, but kind of shows what's going on. So what really happens is that since I'm still stuck with that 1 wound steam tank, I can't get away from those knights who are ready to kick my butt, and I have nothing fast to get there anymore. He is showing the flank to my dragon, but I'm pretty beat up already, and now it's almost desperation time. So what I do that works out fantastically is I charge first the flank of the demigriffs, and he decides to flee. So he flees, doesn't go very far, stops just before the building, and I think, well, I might as well redirect into the steam tank just to lock it down. So that goes on. I fail a whatever, dangerous terrain test, take a wound, whatever, I'm going to die anyway. But then I remember, oh, I got the Reavers over here. So the Reavers charge the demigriffs, they flee again, and they stop in front of the night bus. So this is great. This is just what I need. I finally, in combat, am able to kill the 1 steam tank, do nothing to the other steam tank, and now I'm actually feeling a little bit more positive about this. I've got some points. If I can get back over to the other steam tank, I might be able to pull this off. So on his turn, though, he is able to kill off the dragon, and I just have the mage here with 1 wound. The speed, he would have failed this charge. He was trying to charge me, needed 10, got a 9, And then we realized, oh, the back river was a river of light. So let's see what it does. And it actually was the one that gives him double movement. So that means he gets the charge. Between the stand and shoot and some dangerous terrain, he does lose a demigriff, but does not fail panic. And yeah, these archers will be steadfast for a while, but they're basically dead. Otherwise, what happens is not too much, really. A lot of stuff is there. So his one demigriffs rally. Of course, he beats up my archers. His other knights come up to face me, and really, he gets off 2 irresistible prayers because he gets double 6s. And so he has reroll to wounds and a 5+ ward. Now, this is where I had to really do an assessment of the board. I am going to be losing the archers at the bottom. I have already lost some very significant points. And the way that I have to look at this here is I never know when he might do that last wound to the steam tank. I could fly over behind all this mess. He might just bop my mage on the head and get free. And then on his turn, he's slamming his steam tank into me. So my dancing opportunities are getting limited. And in the end, I'm probably going to have to kill quite a few more points to actually get anything, because he's now going to be killing lots of my points. So I look at it and I decide that what I need to do is actually just jump into that big block of knights, because that's where the real points are. If I can kill the BSB, and maybe at some point he might panic. Sure, he has all his buffs, but seriously, the only way I'm going to beat them is through a long grind, and so I just need to get in there and grind as soon as possible. So that's what I do. I charge in here, failed 1 dangerous terrain, but otherwise, yeah, I just got to try and do what I can. And he says, go ahead and slide your Moondragon over, because I'm going to be issuing a challenge with the Warrior Priest. And at first, it seems like, oh, I'm screwed because he has a little speculum thing, so he switched stats, but he doesn't get to take my mount. So he's actually going to get worse. I'm going to get better, and then I should be able to crush him. So really, this is looking maybe pretty good. However, it does not work out very good because I whiff all my attacks. I do 1 wound to 1 knight. That's it. That's all I do. It was really, really bad. So I break. Also, not to mention that, I thought at least he wouldn't be doing many wounds to me. But, yeah, horses for the win. Tons of 6s. I fail my saves. And he wins by a good number. I break with everything. And I just lost the game right there. So, we're going to play this one out, guys. But, yeah, that really hurt. So otherwise, what's going on here is on the following turn, he is able to kill off my archers. He is able to kill off that mage. And now he's coming after my last 2 units on the left. I charge in because why the hell not? I get my ass kicked. He charges the building, and this was hilarious. Whereas I charged in with all my monsters and whiffed, he whiffed here. He killed 0 of my guys. I do a wound back and say, get the hell out of my building. So I don't care what else happened. This was a win. And then finally on my turn, I try and do some shooting to cause a panic, but that's really it. So there you go, a win for the Empire, and a pretty big win. I think the biggest thing here that you have to ask yourself after you're looking back is, should you have charged in the 3 monsters? And really looking back on it again, let's look at the situation at that time. I had the points for the General and for a Steam Tank. That's it. He had the points for 2 Eagles, a unit of Reavers. He had my Griffin character, and also basically my Dragon Mage and a unit of Archers. Those were pretty much in the books. He was going to get those. So really, even if I danced around and got a unit of Demigriffs, which could have been tough because they can be fast and get out of the way and stuff, and flee and rally and things like that, even if I would have got them and the other Steam Tank, I don't think that's even enough points. I'm not going to add it up, but the problem is that when I want to go against the Steam Tank to try and get those points, remember again, how long did it take me to destroy the first Steam Tank, and that's when I'm slowing him down. If I jump over, he has to turn and face. Next turn, I charge into the Steam Tank. On his turn, he's looking to face. I get another round of combat, and then he's charged again. I just cannot stop him. So, and that's even if he turns to face poorly. If I jump over and he turns so he can face me and the steam tank, I just don't have options. So I really, really think the decision to charge was the right one. The only thing there is whether I should have fought that main block then or later. But even then, I mean, if I wait, the steam tank's going to be freed up, and I need to grind as much as possible. So I think at the end of the day, one of the real things I have to really say is that it was kind of a bad matchup. Really, when it comes down to it, I want to be seeing some small stuff I can be killing. I want to be dancing around. I want to be multi-charging infantry, and there's just nothing here, right? All my weak shots only have 1+ saves really to deal with, and I can't Thunder Stomp. I can't really do any of these things. So I wouldn't say it was an unwinnable game. Let's say if my rolls would have gone better against the first steam tank, then I could have gone to the Demigryphs, and things could have flowed a lot better. So I'm not saying that, oh, I had no chance. But it's definitely one that's really tough. But either way, we're both fun gamers. Had lots of fun. There was lots of laughs. So hopefully you guys liked watching me lose again. I'm on a losing streak now. I'll have to do something about that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.